Get started. Welcome. My name is Maha. I'm the founder and CEO of Women in Leadership Space. We offer leadership development training and coaching for corporations and also for business owner and even individuals. I am so excited to share with you the high performance mind training program. Train your brain like a muscle and set yourself up for success. And this is a leadership development training program, meaning it's a classroom type of training that I usually deliver for my corporate clients. And it's usually a 6-hour long training. But what I've been doing, I wanted to open it up to the public. I've been sharing it with you for free. And these are just small bites of the extensive program. So today is just going to be 30 minutes. And I host this master class every month. So be on the lookout for next month's invitation. So I wanted to just share with you kind of digestible information that hopefully you can take with you and implement in your day-to-day life. And so last time we talked about the key takeaways from last time. We talked about the voice in your head and how it could be your greatest ally. It could be your best coach, your wisest teacher, your greatest cheerleader, and your best friend. And it could also be an inner critic, and it could be very detrimental to your success and to your career. And it's the subconscious mind, and some people call it the super brain. It's really your operating system. 90+% of your day-to-day decision making and behavior comes from that deep program from your subconscious mind that was deeply ingrained in those formative years from inception to age 7. And we talked about how success is 20% skill set, the technical skill, and 80% mindset. And so most trainings, most courses in our traditional education system, they focus on the skill set, right? They'll give you step-by-step technical skills. This is how you do this, and this is how you do that. But then, why are you not doing what's right for you? Why is common sense not common practice? Everybody here on this webinar is highly intelligent. You don't need me to come and tell you that you need to wake up early in the morning and you need to drink water and you need to exercise and you need to read books and you need to have your goals and your priorities straight. You know all this information. So my training taps into the why. Why are you not actually taking action and implementing these learnings that you know are good for you? We also talked about the habits. So success is a result of your daily habits. So once you get that subconscious mind in alignment with where you want to go and you have a good mindset, you have to create an ecosystem to support you, right? We talked about the morning habits of the high performers. We talked about the bedtime habits of the high performing mind and how to set yourself up for success. And so today I'm going to talk about a new topic, but before we dive into it, I want to reintroduce myself, especially if you are new to me. My name is Maha, and I am a corporate leadership development trainer and coach. And, I have a very unique background than your regular facilitator, if you will. I used to work at DirecTV in their headquarters here in Los Angeles, and I used to deliver these kind of classroom type of learning and leadership trainings. And it was in-house, and I was delivering their content to help people become leaders, to help people tap into their fullest potential, right? And then I became a yoga and certified yoga and meditation instructor because yoga just played a huge role in literally saving my life, and I wanted to take it further. And then I realized that I was doing the same thing in a yoga class that I was doing in the leadership training classroom. I'm helping people reach their highest and fullest potential. And I have a unique background. I'm also an inspirational speaker. I'm writing my autobiography. I'm in the final stages of editing my book. There's been an HBO docuseries that has been filmed and still in production, but it's coming out soon about my life and about my story. I'm not going to go deep into it, but the reason behind my whole work, the work of my life that I'm sharing with you today, is that I come from a very horrific background. I survived 2 civil wars. I had machine guns to my head. I was bought and sold in arranged marriage twice. I had multiple death-threatening situations, and I didn't come to the United States until I was in my late 20s, and I didn't even know how to use a microwave. I never had a bank account in my life. I didn't know how to buy a mattress. The guy had to help me how to write a check for my mattress. I didn't know how to fill gas in my car. And so I just want to show you, I'm not telling you these things, to make you sad or depressed. It's just that if I can do it literally coming from under a rock and now teaching these techniques to high level people, executives and famous celebrities, and sharing these content with you that literally saved my life, that if I can do it, so can you. English is not even my first language, and I'm here in front of you sharing the stage and delivering these trainings. So, whatever I can do, you can do better. So whatever obstacle is in your way, it's possible for you. That the human spirit is so much more powerful than you think it is. My work is really based on neuroscience and neuroplasticity. I study a lot from Harvard University. They have a Lazar lab, which is a lab dedicated to studying the impact of these tools that I'm going to share with you, the mindfulness techniques, the meditations, the subconscious reprogramming, and even just simple yoga. And what their research has shown is that these practices actually bring about physical changes to the structure of the brain. It really increases gray matter in your brain. And what does that mean to you, right? I'm not going to get too nerdy here. What does that mean to you in your day-to-day life? You're like, Maha, I'm just trying to, do my job. I'm trying to be good. I'm trying to run my business. All it means is that this increases your focus, your concentration, and it increases your ability your brain becomes more resourceful, problem solving. You're inspired, you come up with new ideas, you come up with new solutions, and also your sense of joy and optimism and hope. You begin to see the world in a very different light. And so what I did is that I took these tools from different schools of thought, right? From ancient wisdom traditions to corporate agility and cutting edge best practices to neuroscience and plasticity. And I gathered all of this information and created this formula that I'm going to share with you that is the high performance mind. And some of my corporate clients here are, you can see, this is not even like a fraction of my clients, but I work with Fortune 100, Fortune 500 companies such as Google, AT&T, Mattel, Albertsons, just to name a few, so much more. And so, why what's out there is not as good as what we have here in Women in Leadership space. It's because most trainings, like I mentioned, they focus on the how to. They'll give you, here are 5 steps, here are 10 steps, and how to do this. And, in this day and age, information is accessible to everybody. You can Google this information. Ignorance is a choice at this point and where we live today. So I dive a layer deeper and I go to your programming and I create behavioral change. So you're actually taking the learnings and you're actually implementing them in your day-to-day life. And it's so much easier than you think it is. So why do you need it? This is for everybody, whether you are an executive, a CEO running a company, or you have your own business, or you're a stay-at-home mom, or even if you're working at Starbucks, you're selling cookies, it doesn't matter. This is about leading your life. When we say leading my life, it's a leadership position that you are the creator of your life experience. This translates into money in your bank account, your sense of abundance, your sense of prosperity. This is your relationships with your spouse, with your kids, with your loved ones. This is how you show up in the world day in and day out, tapping into your fullest expression. So I'm really excited to share this content with you today. And today I'm just going to focus on executive presence. And I'm going to tell you why I had to make this a topic on its own. Because this is how the scenario goes. I'll have a client, a company, they'll come to me, they'll hire me, and they'll be like, Maha, look, we have this incredible female leader. She's amazing. She gets results. And we want to promote her to this high level executive role. But our only concern is that would she be able to command the room at this level? Does she have the gravitas? And look, this bothers me too. I know that these are archaic thinking patterns and male-driven qualities, if you will, but it only fires me up more share these trainings, and because we need more female leaders at the top so we can create change from within. And again, I know that my company and my program is focused on women, but really the problems that we're talking about today, that we're solving, and the issues that we're discussing, they're not really gender specific. So executive presence, whether you're a male, female, non-binary, you can still benefit from this program tremendously. And so the difference between reality and perception is that people make decisions, unfortunately, based on perception. I talked last time about how I came from a very abusive background and how I was told to make myself small, to make myself invisible. When I was a kid, in our culture, a very strict Middle Eastern culture, keep your eyes on the ground, don't speak until you're spoken to, lower your voice. And I took these beliefs, it became my operating system, and I took them all the way to the corporate world. And I'm the invisible, the gray dot on the gray wall in a meeting. And I thought I was being a good girl, right? That's how I was raised. And it was the opposite was true. I thought, oh, I'll just let my work speak for itself and I'm just going to be quiet. And that really had very detrimental consequences to progression of my career. And I'm going to tell you why. So appearance is important. I had a corporate client that she came to me, and she's a senior director at a major corporation. And she told me, listen, Maha, I'm so frustrated. I want to get this promotion, but nobody will take me seriously. I have more than 10 years of experience. I lead a team of 15 people. I know what I'm doing. And people think that I'm fresh out of college. They think I'm an intern. And I looked at her, and, she is the smartest person I've ever met. And has this ponytail. She's wearing a hoodie and jeans and tennis shoes. And she does look young. She does have this youthful image to her. So I had to have that difficult conversation. And that's what you get from me. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. If you want something you've never had, you have to do something you've never done. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. So I told her, maybe you buy a blouse, maybe you put your hair down, dress for success, dress for the role you want to have, dress for the person that you want to be. Where you sit at the table. And so research has shown belly button to belly button, strong eye contact means I see you and I want to be seen and I'm ready to be seen. Who are the key players? Who are the leaders who are the clients? Who are the people that are going to take you where you want to go and sit in front of them and present yourself with confidence, posture, gesture, clothes. We talked about that as well. And gravitas, most people don't even know what gravitas mean. It's, those people that have that emanating confidence from within. They're not arrogant. They're not rude. They're just confident. They believe in themselves. And so appropriate use of smiling, especially for the females that are in a strict, intense male dominant work environment. Again, I had another client and she almost didn't get that promotion because people thought she was too nice. Can you believe this? And they said that she smiles too much. And I'm a big fan of smiling. I believe that a smile is the only thing that is doubled when shared. But if you're already in that situation and you're just with intense, alpha male around you, and the rumor about you, the perception about you that you're already too nice and too soft, then pay attention to how much are you smiling. And appropriate use of smiling doesn't mean you don't smile at all, but when you're having a serious meeting, a serious conversation, maybe this is not the time to smile. Maybe showcase, the difficult decisions that you made. She said, I fire people sometimes if that's necessary. I have high standard for myself and for my team and for the work that I do. I told her, why aren't you sharing this with everybody? Right. She said, I just want to protect my team and I do these difficult conversations in private. Again, what's wrong with that? That's amazing. She doesn't want to embarrass her people. But sometimes, you just have to be strategic and you don't have to, say too much, but say, I had to have that difficult conversation with so-and-so just to showcase that you're not scared to make difficult decisions. Demonstrating thought leadership, especially if you work in a corporation or even if you own your own business, people want to see that you are going somewhere, right? That you're not just doing your work and you're just in that technical, subject matter expert, which is great, but also are you aware of the competition? Are you aware of industry trends? cutting edge best practices. And I'm going to show you even how to present these ideas. You want to be decisive, you want to be passionate, you want to be excited, especially when you're trying to socialize an idea and you're trying to get buy-in from people. This is a cheat sheet that people love so much. My clients print them out and stick them in front of their computer, so when life is, throwing challenges and curveballs at them, they have a cheat sheet to go to. Speaking is the doorway to your greatest needs and desires. I hope you're paying attention. If you have a pen and a paper, write it down. I'm going to say this one more time. Speaking is the doorway to your greatest needs and desires. You have to communicate. You have to say what you want, even in your personal relationships. You can't just hope that people are guessing what's in your head. This is a checklist. You want to have a clear intention. I recommend one bullet point, one thing, one message that you want to ensure that comes across in a meeting or a conversation that you're having. But if it's a longer meeting, maybe you can do 2 or 3, but focus on one big one. What do I want to get out of this meeting? A clear intention. Your audience need. Read the room. Who are you talking to? Are you selling ice to a snowman? Like what problem are you solving for? Be comfortable with conflict. Now, this is a really, really important one. So I'm going to take my time here. Being comfortable with conflict. And I shared with you how I came from that abusive background. I was told to be small and invisible. And I was that scared little girl in a meeting, scared that if I say something that I'm going to get slapped on my wrist. But you have to be prepared for conflict. That doesn't mean that you're going to, get into a fight right away. It's just that know when you're presenting your idea that you're going to get some resistance. There's going to be 1 or 2 people that are not going to like what you're saying. And all you need to do, you don't need to argue with them. You don't even need to have a ready answer, a savvy answer right away on top of your head. All you need to do is just be emotionally prepared that I might get 1 or 2 people saying no. So that way you're not thrown off balance. You're prepared for it. Somebody, 1 or 2 people are going to say no, or even more. That's okay too. And all you need to say is that I'll talk to my team and I'll discuss this and I'll get back to you. Or I need to do a little bit more research and then I'll get back to you. If you already know what to say and you have an answer, then good for you. Go ahead and present your firm answer. The key is not to be scared and not to be thrown off balance if somebody is opposing what you're saying. You want to be focused and crisp. That's when the clear intention, that bullet point, stays on top of mind. So if you veer off track, you know where you come back home to. You want to have strong and exciting vocabulary, which I'm going to share with you. So stay tuned. There's a cheat sheet. I'm going to give you word by word what to say. Rehearse. This is another important one. Rehearse, rehearse, rehearse. Literally in front of a mirror, or better yet, in front of a camera, and record yourself so you can watch it later. What you're doing, and this is where my yoga, I understand the anatomy and the body and the muscles and neurotransmitters. What you're doing is that you're exercising your mouth muscles and your vocal cords. And so when you do it over and over again and you do it slowly, you let it land in your body, you become comfortable in your own skin. And when you're rehearsing, you make sure your eyes are steady and strong. You make sure you're not fidgeting too much. Is your voice a little shaky? And guess what? If your voice is a little shaky and you're hesitant when you're in a room by yourself, imagine how you're going to feel in a meeting room. But if you rehearse a few times and you kind of modify the language in a way that is authentic to you, and you deliver a message that you feel comfortable with, then your brain is going to become resourceful when you're out there, even if you're nervous in public, which is normal to be nervous when you're speaking in public, but your brain will have a library of information to withdraw from. That's the super brain. Now, this is your subconscious mind, and it becomes your operating system. You have information to withdraw from, in a state of emergency. You have something to fall back on. And because, if you're hesitant when you're speaking, people are going to be hesitant to work with you. If you're fearful, if you're doubtful, people are going to be fearful and doubtful. But if you're confident and you've done your homework and you've rehearsed and you're excited, people are going to be excited to work with you. You want to check your tone. Is it apologetic? Apologetic sounds like, oh, I just have one quick question, or discounting, oh, I can't compete with that. Or ambivalent is like all the time. This happens to me all the time, or all men are like this, or all women are like this, or, that makes you sound like a little bit of a like limited thinking, limited minded. We talked about hesitation, that if you're hesitant, people are going to hesitate. And also the opposite side of the spectrum. You don't want to be annoying. You don't want to be abusive. You don't want to be arrogant. You don't want to be critical either. There's a healthy balance. And here it is. I call them words that land, to present your ideas firmly. So there's two part of this. There's an invitational tone and there's a conviction tone. Invitational, you want to use this tone when you're still kind of getting buy-in, you're still kind of testing the waters, you're still trying to market your idea. And so you use words like this. What if we, tried A, B, and C? Would it be possible to discuss option 1 and option 2? One alternative that I see can work for us is this or that. I'd like your thoughts on A, B, and C. An idea I'm considering is this. We're leaning more towards this, or I see an option here. So this is more an invitational tone, and you can plug in whatever it is you're trying to present. The conviction is now maybe you've already done your homework, you've done your research. This is not your first meeting. This is not the first time you talk about this. Now you're in conviction mode. This is my point of view. I recommend A, B, and C. I suggest 1, 2, and 3. Based on our experience, or my advice would be, now you're positioning yourself as a thought leader. You're positioning yourself as an authoritative figure. If it were my decision, this is what I would do. And look, it's not rude, it's not arrogant. You just sound like a confident leader. And people are going to want to work with you because they trust you, because you sound like you've done the work. And this is not faking it. If you want something, you have to become it. I will never ask you to do something that is inauthentic. Words that matter. So this is now challenging other people's idea. This is when you get people like trying to resist what you're saying. You can say an issue we might face if we went down that road. As we move forward, I would pay attention to, in the implementation phase, I'd like us to stay focused on this, or I'm not as confident as you are, or let's agree to disagree. How would we respond if we face this obstacle? And so this is how you kind of challenge other people's idea, again, without being rude, without being anything. Look, what I just shared with you is the bunch of how-tos. These are technical skills, right? But are you going to actually do this? Are you going to actually say and present these words and speak in that manner? Especially if you're like me and you weren't raised that way and it doesn't come to you naturally and organically, then you're going to need to do some mental toughness exercise. You're going to go into that subconscious mind and you're going to investigate, is this voice my best friend, or is this voice an inner critic? A self-rejection voice in your head sounds like this. Well, this sounds stupid. Has it already been done before? What if I fail? How can I be sure I'm right? Well, someone might be offended, and feel criticized. You're already rejecting yourself before you even give yourself a chance. That's called self-betrayal. Give yourself a chance. And so how do you go in that subconscious mind and grab that steering wheel and move it to where you want to go, which I call empowering truths. Empowering truth sounds like, you know what? I can't lose what I don't have. I have unique experience and information. I'm here for a reason. I was invited to this meeting for a reason. I have this job for a reason. People need me and need the information that I have. I'll learn through trial and error. So what? I make a mistake. I'm going to give my point of view in a respectful way. Listen, all of you here, you're in this webinar because you are a seeker. You want to be better. You want to do better. And so whatever it is that you're going to say is not going to get you in trouble. It's not going to be so offensive that it's going to get you fired or lose the client. And so trust yourself a little bit. And it's okay not to have everything perfectly said and polished. I was going to guide you through a short meditation, but I think we only have a few minutes left. And Yeah, this is, yeah, we're tight on time and I really want to respect your time. Usually I guide you through a 5-minute meditation, how to go into the subconscious mind and reprogram it. But let's move on. So I just wanted to give a few moments for any questions. If you want to type in the chat, please feel free to type in the chat. And I'm here for you. Next time we're going to talk about the minimum system and how to set yourself up for success, setting minimums and how to win. We're going to talk about action planning. And again, this is part of a more robust 6-hour training. So if you're interested in the information that I shared with you today, or if you work for an organization and would like to hire us to come and deliver these kind of trainings, or if you want individual one-on-one coaching, I'm more than happy to discuss this with you. So feel free to reach out to me. We deliver leadership training. We deliver one-on-one coaching. I deliver inspirational speaking engagements. I just led the Women in Business Summit and I was the headliner there in North Dakota, and we had VIP sessions. So there's a lot of ways and programs that we can deliver to you. And this is my information. Please feel free. I'm on LinkedIn. This is my website. This is my email. This is my personal cell phone. So please feel free to reach out to me. Can you send a link for next session? Yes, Karen, thank you. Yes. So I'm going to send out an email to everybody who was on this call today for the next session, and you can register and be sure to add it to your calendar so you have that reminder. And really, these are some questions, who is this program designed for? We talked about it, all levels in a corporation, or if you're a business owner. Some companies, they have, if you're at a certain level, they'll give you a budget. Check with your HR department. They'll give you a budget and tell you to go shop around for your own coach. And so they'll sponsor that for you. Your company needs this because usually, coaches are used to enhance career development. They retain high potential employees, they correct performances, and they also support in leadership transition. So if you're about to transition and get promoted, that's where a coach comes in and helps prepare you for that new role. So discuss this with your HR department. This program again focused on women just because research has shown that companies are better off with more female leaders at the top. I mean, I feel we're better off as a society when half of the population is well represented in leadership roles. This program is different. I talked about because I implement behavioral change. We talk about the subconscious mind and the voice in your head. How do you learn how to ride a bike? You don't learn how to ride a bike by reading about riding a bike, by talking about riding a bike, by seeing someone else ride a bike. You learn how to ride a bike by getting on that bike and pedaling one foot after another and falling on your face, and you get back up again and again and again. Different packages, group training, one-on-one coaching, inspirational speaking. This is when a company brings me and I'm just on a stage talking to people, and they kind of broadcast it sometimes to their international offices. So it's a pretty cool experience if that's something you're interested in. I think that's pretty much it. We're at time. So go ahead and type in your question if you have any questions, and I'm going to leave my information here for you one more time if you want to reach out to me. Thank you for your time. I appreciate you, and be on the lookout for our next session. Take care, everybody. We are officially done. I'm going to stay a few more moments if you want to ask me a specific question. So I'm going to stay here. I'm going to stop my share. And let's chat, people. Claudia, you're most welcome. Bonnie's in the house. Hi, Bonnie. I'm so glad you joined us. Welcome. You are good. Yvonne, I'm glad you think I'm good. Thank you. Looking forward to the next session. Great. Cecile, lovely. Okay. All right, beautiful people. So officially, I'm going to say goodbye and thank you again for joining me, and I will see you next time.